So Spider-Man 2's multiplayer mode and map. Here's everything we know so far and more or less the all you need to know. So let's start with what you need to know about multiplayer in Spider-Man 2. Now ultimately, player 1 is Peter Parker, player 2 is Miles Morales. Back in August, data miners uncovered what looks to be a scrapped multiplayer mode in the PC game files. Now the files did actually seem to show co-op and multiplayer notifications as well as some kind of PvP mode, which ultimately would have put Miles Morales and Peter Parker against one another in a competition, which sounds incredible, right? Now, the reason why it was likely scrapped is simply due to the console limitations on the PlayStation 4. But that being said, with the demand, without a single doubt, it's very likely that we will see some form of multiplayer in Spider-Man 2, taking into consideration the capacity for the PlayStation 5 and pretty much the all you can do's now on that console versus what you couldn't do. Now you gotta remember, Spider-Man on PlayStation 4 did actually look great, but do you remember the demo version and how good that looked in terms of what was going on in that environment? Well, basically they can now do that on this PlayStation 5. Now what we do know about the game is that it's going to be a darker sequel, right? Now the vice president at Marvel, who is called Bill Roseman, explained that if the first Spider-Man game was basically Star Wars, it would be A New Hope. Now Spider-Man 2, on the other hand, is kind of our Empire Strikes Back. It basically just gets a little darker. Now this ties back into multiplayer, as it seems like there is also going to be a world beyond New York, and that for me is a very big factor. That can really just take that playability, or replayability should we say, for Spider-Man 2 to a completely new level. Because bear in mind how many people replayed the first Spider-Man game, right? It was incredible. Now can you imagine if there was just way more variety in different locations? It's an absolute no-brainer. So while Spider-Man is known for being of course, New York City hero, the teaser actually seems to suggest that we'll definitely be in a New York-like city at some points, thanks to the PlayStation 5's SSD storage and power. So it's basically a situation where Insomniac would be able to load in other large locations to explore as well as the main location. So that's what we know about the multiplayer mode so far for Spider-Man 2 and what it could potentially entail, as well as the map. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and of course turn your notifications on, because I really feel these next couple of months are going to get very interesting for this game, so stay tuned.